Hi, good evening. Just give me one moment. I am getting ready. All right, so I am almost ready. Okay. Hi guys, good evening. Just waiting for more people to join in so that I can start. In between, hi Shri, how are you? Ram, I'm actually working on my targets. I'm not worried about big gains these days. So as and when I'm getting my targets, I'm just sitting quietly, not over trading at all. Hi Hammer, hello. Hi Ankur, hi Vivek, hi Satya. Good to have you back. I'm not doing these sessions regularly as I should because the audience is pretty less. Hi Nisa, hi Shashank, hi Arun. Good evening. So I need to just open, do not save my Excel sheet. All right. Let me share my screen. Cool. So we are here for tomorrow and that's 3:17. Yes. Okay. So Chirag, I'm doing well. Yes. Hi Satish. Hi Ram. You like my perspective? It works. That's good to know. Hi Harish. Hi Prada. Hi Ahmed. Hi Suresh. Good evening. Hi Harry. We have about 25 people. And that's the reason I'm not doing these sessions, because if the audience is less and they keep on asking the same thing, then there's no benefit of doing these radio recordings. But let's start for today. Let's see how it goes. And so firstly, I would like to discuss regarding the Fed. So it exactly did what we were discussing last night. Market reacted in a different manner altogether. That's a separate story. So now FOMC went with 25 basis point hike. It is done. And there are 6 more hikes expected by the end of 2022. So right now it is 50 basis point, and they are expecting it to take it to 1.8 to like 180 or 200, or in terms of percentage, this percentage. In 2023, the goal is to get 2.8%. So there's few hikes in 2023, 6 in 2022. The most important thing which he mentioned was balance sheet reduction. I even posted these points in the chat. As of now, they said they are going to have a very tightening regime, and that regime is going to happen as soon as next monetary meeting, which is happening in May. So May we will have a scale of how much reduction they are going to do it per month. So as of now, they were infusing $120 billion per month. Now, like in 2018, when they were trying to reduce the balance sheet, they were extracting around 80 billion. This time, because the balance sheet is much, much higher, I expect at least 100 to $120 billion extraction from the market. It will be through bond maturity, it will be through equity selling, it will be through the real estate. However, the money is given or issued to the bond issuer, they need to repay back with the interest. So they want to get at least $120 billion back. So each month, which was the fake demand which was created, now the fake supply will also be created, because that is something which Fed needs to bring back and reduce the liquidity. This will have a significant effect. People are calling 5,000, 6,000 on SPX. You need to have fresh money. So if you have 100 billion, let's take an example of 100 billion. So 100 billion selling is happening for Fed. So in order for market to move up, we should have at least 100 billion buy from investors, which is possible, which is not a big deal per month, 100 billion per month. But can it go consistently for the next 2 years? I doubt. They may do like 120, $130 billion per month. So the amount of growth you are expecting is not going to be significant. We need to understand that reality. The kind of story which happened in 2020, 2021, it is not repeating itself. 2020, when Corona happened, there was a huge amount of infusion, $120 billion per month, which led to this massive course correction of the indexes. They were like falling apart, these indexes, but now they are saturation. They are reaching a saturation. Like when we talked about this in December, when it was around 4,700, 4,800, I clearly mentioned that once we start talking about this reduction, it is going to have amplifying effect. And right now, this reduction has not even started. They're going to give a scale of how much they're going to do. They're going to give a schedule when they're going to start it. But this is for sure that it is happening by May, maybe in June, is not getting delayed. One thing which I did not like was that he's considering 6 hikes of 25 basis point each by the end of 2022, which is far less than, because inflation will not get controlled by this. Let me show you an example. And I'm explaining this so that we can understand the macros. So if you look at crude, okay, this is crude. Somewhere here, when war was not there, it was trading at around $90. It is back to $90. And for the last 3 days, it is not making newer lows. So that's why I even posted that crude is ready to come back to 123, 150 area. It is not going to stop. So it is not making newer lows, which is positive for the crude. Whether there is a war, no war, but crude prices depends on the production and the demand in the world. Right now, the production is not increasing. So this will increase the inflation. As of now, this entire piece, which is about a month, from February to March, was not a part of the CPI in March. It will become a part of the CPI in April, which will show CPI. I think they will estimate it around 9%. If it beats 9%, Fed has no way to control that inflation, because this inflation will pass on. This will pass on to commodities. This will pass on to the transportation. This will pass on to the company margins. This will pass on to the consuming spending. This will pass on. So a 25 basis point hike in May may not be a solution. That's why I'm expecting 25 basis point plus a balance sheet reduction from May of $100 billion per month. This is going to be the story. Now, if we have investment from investors, long-term investors, funds of more than $100 billion per month, that will equate it. Like if there are 100 billion, then it will equate it. So it will keep the index right there. If it is less, then it will go down. If it is much more, like, then it will go higher. So depending on what will be the investment horizon, investment cycle, or investment folio for all these investors, fund managers, it is going to be really, really important. So you need to understand all this before thinking that yes, market will make all-time highs. You need to understand this. Market makes new high only when there is fresh money. When there is no fresh money, it cannot go higher. I have given examples multiple times. Let me give you one more example. Supposedly there are two friends or three friends, A, B, and C. Each has $100. Okay. Now, if they trade between or among themselves, one can have maximum $300 if both lose 100, right? You cannot have more than $300. The only time you will have more than $300 if C, who is at zero, infuses more money of 100, and then it can become 400. So fresh money, unless and until it comes into the market, it will not make new highs. It is thumb rule of economics. You need to grab this in your head, accept it, and then trade. All right. If you have any questions regarding this, I'm open to reply before I jump into my analysis. So if you have any questions around this, you can post that on the chat and I will answer right away. So I'm taking about 5 minutes for this. In between, I can run my scans and see what's happening in the scan world. It's only Oracle. Okay. So if nobody has any questions around this macroeconomics, I can get started on my list. I'm not changing the list of tickers, but I'm just considering. Ahmed, there is no indication about the new money coming in. It's all about there are investors who are in the market, people who are joining the jobs, people who are investing 401ks. They're all fresh money. So that will come in. The scale of fresh money may not be that much. That is my concern. What is your outlook for S&P? S&P, like we had a massive 10-year rally on S&P. If you look at SPX, and if you look at a monthly candle for last or weekly candle for last 20 years, we had a massive one-sided rally almost for last 14 years. We might need some consolidation or some ease off. We are doing some ease off right here. And if we lose this area, if you see right here, 4133 on the SPX, 4005, whatever, if we lose this, which is really, really important, 61.8% Fibonacci. Last time it came almost close to. It came almost 4114. If we lose this, we're going to hit 3766. And I'm being very rational here. It may try, and right now, for the first time in almost Corona time, this is the weekly chart for SPX. For the very first time, the 12 EMA is below the 34 EMA, which is not a healthy indicator. And a tough area, 4330, which is right now, which is right here, is an important resistance zone for SPX. I'm using SPX because SPX doesn't trade overnight. It keeps those levels. ES trades overnight. So there's some slight gaps. But if you see right here, it is clearly giving an indication that yes, this is not an easy area to cross. 4330 to 4400 is some serious tough resistance area. So if that is there, people will wait for investment. There will be continuous investment. I'm not denying that, but the scale of investment may not be that much. That's my outlook for S&P. Mitchell, do you think fresh money is in play with high inflation? Mitchell, it totally depends. If people who are invested in growth stocks, and I was reading somewhere that in 2021 and 2020, this year, about 89% of the fund managers are in the loss territory. So it will be not easy to invest. How does the bond market react? Bond market went up, and you can check the prices of the bonds yields. It's trading at 2.2 and 2.45 for 10-year and 30-year bonds. So if they cross over, practically that's a recession in economic terms, but they're spiking really higher at this time. It is safe to say on the sidelines for IR, you should always do some hedging because market is market. It may play out with our expectations. And I am a day trader, so I have my bias, which can change on the daily basis. But if you are an investor, you should have some hedges so that you do not have to worry about these volatility in the market. With balance sheet reduction, will they sell assets like home? Possible, because the money which these funds have invested, that's why the prices of the real estate went up, because they were the fake asset demand, exactly similar to the growth stocks, which were just going up and up and up. And then once they start going down, there was no buyers for them. Same thing can happen to real estate sector. That's why since last year, I've been recommending not to buy houses. Wait for this year, maybe early next year, you will have much better principal price, maybe a higher interest rate. But if your principal price is lesser, you're always in a good position. You can pay it out early, and probably in the future, if the interest rates comes down, you will have an opportunity to like refinance. If your principal is less, you're not paying a higher amount. You're always making, because the loan payments are on the reducing principal. If your principal is higher in terms of lower interest rate, you're paying much more than what you're anticipating. I don't believe in long-term investments. Gold and silver, I think they have, I'm expecting gold to run around 2,800 easily. Silver, I have to check. I've not traded silver in a while, but gold, I'm expecting around 2,800. Crude might reach 140, 145 very easily. And that's why I had this crude as well. But this is a mindset which I'm just sharing. Again, it's my opinion, my view, and I tend to stick to them unless something changes in the data. Right now, crude is not making newer lows, which is healthy. Gold, 1929. Like when I posted it into Twitter, it was trading at 1926. Now it's 1936, almost $1,000 per lot move already in the crude, in the gold. So it is really, really good to move higher. Second thing, if you look at the gold, this is a daily candle. It's making a very good cup and handle on the daily charts. This is gold. So a very good consolidation in the gold, and my targets are like 261%, which is $2,600. So I'm expecting this to happen if we break out above 2090 on the gold. Again, that's my views, and I tend to take them before making any decisions. All right, so let me get started on my daily analysis. I'll start with ES, and let's check them first. So ES, sell never happened because we went above 42.60. It was a very small second time, like it came around that price, but once it came to 42.60, 42.90 was done, 43.20 was done, 43.50 we closed. So that's a perfect one. NQ went above almost 14,000, so that's good. QQ went on to make 342, that was good. Apple made 159, which is good. AMD made 115, which is good. Amazon almost made 3080, almost. BA made 190. Baba, I was wrong on the stop loss, so I went long and I made money on Baba on that side. Caterpillar was there. Costco made 550, 152, almost hit the target. Facebook made 204, almost hit the target. Oracle did not work that much. Google almost hit 2670, hit the target. ITSI hit 130, so it's on the way. JPM hit 138. Nvidia hit 245. UPST hit 113 almost. UL, I did not check. Tesla hit 845. So I cannot be like all these things, they work. You need to just figure out what works for you. These are the level based on the charts. These are the levels which we make when we are not interested in the market. We are just doing a pure neutral biased analysis. I do not have any positions. I pick up the position next day, just maybe 1 or 2 lots, and then try to execute based on that plan. Again, I cannot say that I am not wrong in some cases. I am wrong, but I have ES levels, like they are really workable. If we use them, they are really workable for any of the trades. And I do not use any fancy indicators. I do not have any fancy logic. Simple 1234 EMAs and Fibonacci. If you want to use it, try them. I use 30-minute time frame, Heikin-Ishi, and that's it. There's no magic about what I do. All right, so let's start from ES. So ES today almost tested 43.50, which was the 34 EMA. Now from here to 43.82, it's going to be very tough area. If we break 43.82, I will become positive, but I am a seller now in this market. So I want to sell on ES. I want to sell near 43.50, 43.60 area. Stop loss is 43.82, and my target is 42.86 and 43.30. 43.30, 42, let's say 9.85. If we lose 42.85, it's going to be very tough for market to come back from there. And I will be buyer above 4382. And one more thing which I want to explain, whenever we are like holding between the 12 and 34 and we are not able to break out, the end result is we go down. We go down, break the 12 EMA and go down further. If you look at this 34 EMA, right now it's trying to hold this 12 EMA on 30 minutes, but if it loses it, it will come down and break it. That's what happened. As soon as it broke it, it went down straight. So this is really important area in terms of ES. 4382. So if it goes down, stop loss here will be 4360, which is the 12 EMA, 34 EMA, and above 4382. Come on. Breakout on long side. And what I mean by 4382 area, meaning at least price should sustain at this level for some time. It doesn't mean that just a spike comes and goes. No, at least 15-20 minutes it should spend over that area. 30 minutes is my preference. If it does that, that's more than great. If it doesn't, then I would like to keep my position open. Target is on the longer side. If we break 4380 area, my target is 4460. Yeah, 4420 and 4460. That will be my area. Again, these are very tough areas to cross. Right now, I'm 30% on the longer side and 70% on the short side. NQ, NQ did continuation, but from here, and this is 317 is trading at, let me just check the prices here. Why it is not showing me the so 13900, which is this area, is now the stop loss, which is a weak 50% Fibonacci, but it is an area, and 14121 is a good supply zone. So if it breaks below 13900, I'll be a seller. And this way it will lose and it will come down to 680. 680 is a good support. So I'm shorting here. Sell below 13900. Stop loss is 14100. That's a 200 stop loss. Point stop loss, or if you want to keep a stop loss of 13950, let's take it 14,000. Round figure stop loss. Target is 13680, which was the target on the long side, and 13400. Again, I'm 70% short here. If I have to buy, I will buy above 14,100. Stop loss 3,900. I would buy about 14,000. Let's 14,000. 14,100 is the 12 EMA target. And then somewhere here in the middle, yep, 14,270 is the ticket target. That's NQ. Some 70-30 ratio on bullish and bearish. QQQ, same thing. Let me start with a short. QQ almost hit that supply area, 340 area and 343. If it breaks above 344, I will love to go long. If it breaks 338.50, I would love to short. So I would love to go short. Sell below 338.50. Stop loss is 341. Target is 333, 326. Again, 70% bias on the short size. If I have to go positive, I would love to go positive only above 344. And there is a zone in between where I will not be trading. 341 to 344. I'll not be trading there. Target is 350. Okay, then we have Apple. So yesterday I was positive on Apple. It almost tested this area, 159, which was expected. Now it's a tough area to crack. That's EMA, 12 EMA. And if I convert this into candle, it's right there testing the resistance line. So if it loses 159, I will go short. My stop loss is pretty small here, 160. So Apple, I am neutral now. I want to sell it below 158.90. Stop loss is 160. Target is 155. I'm only taking one target at this time, not many targets. Again, if 160 breaks, then this theory fails and we are reversing on the higher side. Any stop loss hit, then we are reversing on the other direction. AMD is still very positive, but it has done its targets. Again, started from here, tested exactly to 34. And that is the importance of 12 and 34. Point to point. So now I want it either break out above 115.50, which is like today's high, or it comes around 110 so that I can buy. In between, it's going to be choppy. So AMD for tomorrow, I would love to buy this at 111. I'm not AMD. Buy near 112, 113. Will move my stop loss as 111.2. Target is 115.50. And if 115.50 is already achieved or it opens above it, next target is 118.61 and 124. It was a morning star, a good 2 candle. Morning star usually gives 2 candles, so it has given them. So if there's a follow-up, it's good. Otherwise, it will come down and then continue. Right now, I'm just assuming it will retrace to the half and then continue forward. Amazon was seriously stronger today. Comparatively, it's showing some strength. It has regained the momentum which it used to have. And 3006, and look at this hike Nishi, it's also showing the flat base, which is positive. So 3006 is your stop loss. Amazon 3006 is your stop loss. If you get an opportunity, try to buy it near 3000. Like even today, it come to 2950 area, which was a good buy area. Target is 3080, which is this area, 3080. And then next area is 3150. Continuation relatively strong today as well. BA did almost 190 today. So if you look at the channel, it came, tested that, bounced, and now holding. So if it regains 190 tomorrow, it's good. Otherwise, if it comes around 184, 185, I would love to add B at that time. I'm still keeping it as a neutral. I want to keep my stop loss as 185 and buy near 186.87, and my target is 190 and 194. And it's a perfect morning star now. Baba, see the power of regression channel. It came here, broke this, tested exactly right this area. So if we have to go long, we need to wait for 105. Otherwise, 97 is an excellent area for it. 95 is an excellent area for it to be added. I'm sure with the sentiment change in Baba, buy near 97, 98, stop loss 95, you would see 104, 107, and 125. The overhang of the Chinese government is gone. So these stocks will run. If you get an opportunity, try to buy them around 97, 98. We added them today and they worked. Mr. Suptik, these are pretty basic questions you can ask anyone about NQ and QQQ. If you do some homework, you will not have these questions. Caterpillar is pacing in this area, 215, 216. I think it's getting ready for a very big move. So if market dips, I think Caterpillar will provide support. So again, trend is positive. I'm not changing anything on the Caterpillar. Everything else remains as is. It's basing it again, making higher lows, which is really positive. Costco almost did my 553 target. And every time it goes up, it comes back and adds again. So I would love to add this. I don't want to short this at this time, but if it breaks 537, I will be waiting for 529 to add. So I'm just posting a neutral trade here in Costco. I buy near 539, stop loss 537, target is still buy the dip towards 529. That's what I want to do. Facebook almost tested 205 area, almost there. Now, this is one of the weakest ticker. It did make a morning star today, a perfect morning star. So 198 is the stop loss. Facebook 198 is the stop loss now. And if you can buy the dip towards 198, it's good. Because if I'm looking at ES, the low is 43.35, which is somewhat an area where I'm expecting it to stabilize. If it breaks this, that means Facebook is well below 198. So I will keep an eye on Facebook. If market weaks, this will be the first ticker to get lower. So if you want to buy this near 199, keep a very small stop loss, 205. I think that's about it I would expect. If I have to short, I will short this below 198. I will not short this above. Google was lagging throughout the day, but in the last 30-40 minutes, again, it bounced about 26, 27, tested the 34 EMA, and every time it's here, it's followed up by the next red candles. Every time it's here, it's followed by the next red candles. I am going to follow the same approach. I want to short this with a stop loss of 2670. So I am now short on Google. Sell below 26. Sell below 2620, 2630 roughly. Stop loss 2670. and target is 25.34. It almost came to 134 area. So either it breaks out, or because it will become weak as soon as it comes near this 135 area, which is the 34 EM. It almost is there. So either it needs to break out above, or I'll be a buyer on its at 128. I'm still neutral, buy near 128, meaning I'm expecting it to break or above 135. Stop loss is 126 on it. Target is 145. JPM, it recaptured the 12 EMA. So 135 is the stop loss. Now it should hit 142. Banks will gain the momentum. I wanted to wait for banks to ease off a little so that I can add. So buy near 136. I don't want above, buy near. Stop loss is 133 area. I'm just taking that into consideration. This was the basing area 134. Target is 139.50. Again, I'm expecting them to be added at dip 142.50. Microsoft. All these targets are there exactly the power of 34 EMA. Even the ES closed at 34 EMA to the point. So here I would be selling below 293. And I'll be stop loss 294.75. Target is 287.50. 285. And you need to be very clear here. I'm shorting the bigger stocks because I'm expecting them to push ES and NQ on the downside. Nvidia has been really, really strong, but it came exactly to the 34 EMA. And if I convert this into normal candle, it broke it. So I would love to add this around 239, or I would say 239 Nvidia buy near 238, 239, stop loss 235. My target is still 250. If it loses to 35, it's going to go down. UPST. Again, if market drops, this will drop. I would love to add it around 100, not at this price. Buy near 100. Stop loss will be 98. Target is 113. UAL. Okay, it also hit that 34 EMA exactly to the point. So now I want to just sell it. It achieved my goal. Now it should be. I don't even need UAL. I'm just canceling it. It has done its job. Let me add one more ticker here, just to make sure. 19. I'll explain shade 247. Give me a few minutes. I will explain that. Let me see what could be the next possible. Let's pick up Netflix. So Netflix has regained right here, and I'm a fan of Netflix as a trader. I want to add this. Again, I'm neutral. Buy near 354 area with a stop loss of 350. My target is 371. I think Netflix will give you a run. Expect something positive on it. Maybe some news is coming. Something is coming on Netflix, which will push it higher. Snow, I wanted to add Snow yesterday at 170, but I didn't have the balls to add Snow. So I added Baba, but it paid me well. Baba, I can't complain. Snow would have done the great job. Guys, BA is already there. Shop, I don't want to trade. Tesla, Tesla is setting up for a very good area to short. It came to almost 845. I would love to sell this with a stop loss of 845. I don't think so. It has that power now. 845 is the stop loss. Target 825 and 800. Yep. Again, let me just re-emphasize on the fact. If these stop losses hit, like for example, Tesla trades above 845, there is no need to go short. You need to switch your legs and go long. I'm just making this amply clear. Because sometimes market reacts to a certain event, certain price action, and then change the direction. Respect that. All right, so that's about it. I'll be posting this information, so let me read your comments. FedEx, Snow has a good run for today. Yes, but let me answer your first question, Haikinishi. So I use Haikinishi on 30-minute candles. And one of the best thing which I've learned, till the moment your base is flat for, like even if there is one candle, if the base is flat, that's a confirmation you need to go long. If the top is flat, that's the confirmation you need to short. Simple, crystal clear move. Keep on holding till the base is flat, your long position. Keep on holding your short position if your base is red. So right now, if you are in ES, you see it's shorting. It broke the 12 EMA. It has a target of 43.20, 43.20. If it fails here, it will go down to 42.90 area, which is a really, really bad area for bulls. If they lose it, it's gonna get seriously bad for them. That's how I use. All right. So any other questions? Netflix I covered. Hood I don't. Again, I've said multiple times I don't trade these funny stocks. I don't believe in them. They don't respect any technicals. They just run and drop for no reason. JD is like, if you want to buy JD, you need to JD. JD ran significantly today. Almost came right here, 61. And if I change it to normal candles, there's a very big gap, but the gap is respected from the trend line. So I think if you can get it back at around 61 area, that will be really wonderful if you can. And I'm sure, because let me check the price in, here's my phone, in the Chinese market. Let me just check the price of Baidu. Baidu is trading at 141 in Chinese market. So that will equate about 143, 144 in US market. So about 7-point drop. Baba is trading at 99.50. That's about 102, 103 in US market, 102 at most in US market. That's again 3% dip. Similarly, JD will also dip around 62, 61 area. Add it at that time. That's really, really good. Okay, because these companies had a serious overhang of the Chinese government, and now they are in the supporting mode. Take that into consideration and use it to your benefit. Sanjeev Kumar, I don't trade AMC. Again, I've told everybody, if you look at my watch list, I don't trade on these funny stocks. I don't have any idea. I don't have any views on these stocks. FedEx, somebody was saying weekly Morningstar. Yes, it's making a weekly Morningstar for sure. But the only concern I have is with high fuel cost prices, the margin impact will be really, really difficult on FedEx. But let's see. I'm not favor of playing ERs because they don't work at all for me. But as of now, it's breaking up. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Do you have opinion on 15 minutes? Like Surya, it totally depends on you. I choose 30 minutes because it gives me much more wiggle room to uh, digest. Because 15 minutes, 5 minutes are pretty quick for me. I'm mostly in the meeting, so I cannot focus. 30 minutes give me ample time that if price is sustaining below a certain level for 30 minutes, it means that is weak. I prefer on 30 minutes. Chewy again, like it came close to the 12 EMA. Making a morning star, you might have a move towards 44 in Chewy. Stop loss is pretty clear, 41. If it loses 41, then there's no trade in Chewy. This is a very tight range in Chewy. Again, I'm saying do not look into things, look at the data which is in front of you. That will tell you the story. Do not believe on Twitter accounts, do not believe on anything or any news channel. Just look at the price section. So if I give you an idea today, look at the volume today. Was it any higher volume with the kind of move it had? No. These were some serious high volume moves. Today was just a normal day, just a regular day on the futures on NQ. ES, just a regular day. When you used to have, this is just a regular day. When you have some good moves, the volume is seriously up like this. And every time you see that kind of volume, you will see a dip bought. This time, this is not significant volume. So keep an eye on that. Again, everything can change overnight. If a ceasefire news comes, market may be 100-point up. I don't know. That's why I'm not carrying any position. I'm just reacting to what is happening in the market, trailing my options, not trading heavy, small and steady, just trying to sustain this difficult period in the market. And I'm not doing bad. So anyone else has any questions? If you want, I can give you my Zoom link for 10 minutes and then we can discuss. But if you don't have, or if you have any opinion to share, you can share. I've shared the Zoom link. If anybody's interested, you can please join in. Yes, Surya.
Hey, Naval, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Quick question on the Excel sheet that you create, right? So one quick question, maybe I'm reading it wrong. When you have targets, right? So let's say buy near, let's take UPST, buy near 100. Of course, the stock price is 100. When you're picking the option, you take the nearest uh, target option, either call or put, whatever it is. Is that how it is?
UPST is not a good example because that's about 13% away, but it has a group. So usually I pick, I want to invest about 3,000 in a trade, 2 to 3,000 in a trade.
Okay.
So based on that, I find a nearest strike.
I see.
It could be 103, it could be 105, it doesn't matter. But I try to prefer the round numbers because there's much more volume there. There's much more liquidity there. So it's easier to trade them.
Okay. And one more, probably a basic question. What I have been seeing this week is even my option price, I mean, the stock price is nearest to my target. My option price was not actually moving. It was pretty much,
It is because of the high implied volatility. If you look at the options, there are few, you need to first add these into your option chain.
Yes, yeah.
It is theta, delta, and implied volatility. Look at the implied volatility for, let me pick up Amazon. Implied volatility is 40. Look at theta. Tomorrow, if the same option, Amazon open at the same price, you will lose $12.
I see. Okay.
So this is killing your option price plus this implied volatility. So which will come down.
Usually, what would be the best implied volatility if you're carrying over any option, right, from buy today and holding it to overnight?
See, implied volatility, like if you're carrying something, then in that case, that trade must be in a good move or something has already broken up or broken down. So it will already have a higher implied volatility. So in that case, what I prefer is I make spreads.
Okay.
So that in case I'm wrong, I'm not on the losing side. Okay. If I'm right, I'm still making money.
Got it. Okay.
Otherwise, it's a simple gamble you are carrying that, yes, it's going to go up. Like most of the people today, when they were closing, they were just buying like anything. But tomorrow, if it opens 0.5% to maybe, let's say, 3 quarters down, they will lose significant premium for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me today with Baba. Yep.
So just keep an eye. When you are carrying the stuff, make sure you are doing some spreads. If you're not doing some spreads, make sure you have a limited quantity.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Ron. That helps.
No problems. Yes, SK.
Hey, Naval, thanks for doing this. So I have a question, at the start of the call, you were talking about trimming, when Fed starts to trimming, what would be the figure they'll be looking at? They have been pumping money for so many years.
I just said it's about $100 billion, $220 billion.
No, I mean, I'm looking at like what would the target? They say, okay, enough is enough. I think they did.
Enough is enough. They will default. They have a debt of $8.6 trillion on their balance sheet.
So you say they would try to pull everything that they pumped in?
They will try to bring at least $4 trillion out. At least go back to the balance sheet which was pre-COVID.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. That's something I was looking for. Thanks, Noah.
And that's a significant number.
Yeah, that's definitely. And I don't think, retailer would be able to just keep pumping in, or, the funds would be able to keep pumping in.
And that's what I said in December, that right now we have not even seen the trimming.
Yep. You're
If we start
absolutely.
to see the trimming, imagine what will happen to the market.
Yeah.
It is poised to go down, but let's see how much it can go down. Again, if the situation clears up with Russia, we might have some brutal rallies on the higher side. Again, I'm repeating myself. Bear market will always have very brutal rallies on the long side, and they could be for days and weeks, but they are not going to sustain. It's a rally where you should sell all your positions. It's giving market is always giving you a chance to exit your long position. You must respect that.
Thanks, Naval.
Yes, Varun.
Yeah. So is Square making a W pattern and weekly it is showing like bullish engulfing?
It is making a W, but it's a very small W.
Mhm.
Like usually I need at least 2 to 3 weeks of data. Right now it's only 10 days of data where it's just covering. But yes, it is making a W.
Okay. So looks like it broke out of that supply zone, I think, demand zone. I think.
It did, but again, depending on the market, because today everything was running.
Yeah. And it is gap also, I think, below. Yeah.
The gap, I think, is filled today.
In between today's and yesterday's candle, I see small gap.
Okay, this one, I think this could be a healthy gap.
Okay. Mhm.
If it holds 107, that you should be good.
Okay. It closed about 34 AM also.
Yes, so you can enter here, keep a stop loss here. That will be really good possibility for you to make money.
Okay. So Shopify also showed some strength today and yesterday. It closed at
These
highs.
companies, like again, I'm saying these companies will show brutal rallies in the bear market.
Okay.
Shopify is still not worth these prices.
Mhm.
This is the first time after 1500 it has captured the 12 EMA. It may not
Mm.
sustain this.
Oh.
So again, if you are in position, I don't know how many people went long in Shopify at this stage. Very few.
Mhm.
And if you also look at, that's why I'm saying, if you prepare yourself right, it will
Yeah.
really help you to make your mind.
It's really useful, your sessions actually. Yeah, based on your analysis, I sold most of the stocks in December actually. So I was saved.
So look right here,
Mhm.
593 to this is a very low volume area. And
Mhm.
people did not buy much in this area.
Mhm.
The volume shelf is coming around 730. It might move at 730 to the best. We'll start buying at that moment, it will drop again. If market reverses, will drop again. It needs some serious move for it to move up. I can give you an example of Roku. Look at Roku. It broke down here at 409. Tried, but the 12 and 34 EMA had a gap, had a gap, had a gap. Every time it tries to push up, goes down, push up, goes down, push up, goes down. And where it bounced right at the bottom of the regression channel. And these channels are there for like so many period, and there's a clear M pattern. Same thing is happening with many stocks. So you need to just make sure that yes, you understand whether your charts are being respected or not. All right. So need to focus on that. Mr. Chitty, I don't care about quad witching. I don't know how you understand it, but quad witching is simply funds have to readjust their portfolios to match S&P. That's it. Based on the S&P component size, they need to make sure they have the funds which are in proportion to S&P. So they may be buying in something, they may be selling in something. That's about it. It has nothing to do. People have, it's like if you have $200 or $500, you need to adjust your $500 among your 5 kids. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't, you're taking money from one kid, give it to another. That's it. People have overrated quad witching. Highly overrated thing, quad witching. Nothing happens. Everything happens at 3:59, 99% of the time. It doesn't even matter throughout the day. PayPal was looking good, but this area, 108 area, is a tough area for PayPal. So, and it has some serious volume in this 108 to 115 area. So I will love to buy this at around 102, 103, not at this time. Like tools are in front of you, you just need to have a look before making any decision. All right, guys, I need to drop now. We'll catch up maybe tomorrow if I have time. All right, good night. Bye-bye.